What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about how it appears. We have a report that the ICE, that the 3,000 quota that the Trump administration has been placing on ICE, been forcing on them, pressuring them on, seems to be maybe causing some to be concerned, and within ICE, of the focus being pulled off of criminals and kind of killing morale. So we're going to look into that. Thank you very much for joining me here. If you are new, welcome. And anything you need to know is on the screen, so you can check it out if you like any of the other channels or whatnot. And if you're returning, you are freaking awesome, and welcome back. All right. So YouTube, you know what to do here. Do the damn thing. All right. So we are here. This is from the New York Post. Yeah, I know, New York Post. But there's a report here that the Trump administration's mandate to arrest 3,000 individuals, illegal immigrants per day, is forcing ICE agents to deprioritize going after dangerous criminals and targets within deportation orders, insiders warn. Instead, federal immigration officers are spending more time rounding up people off the streets. Sources say all that matters is numbers, pure numbers. Quantity over quality. Shit, I used to feel that way about work. One immigrations and customs insiders, enforcement insider told the Post. The policy is also unmaintainable at current staffing levels, and it's killing morale, sources added. And the agency is burning through its budget at a breakneck pace, with ICE already $1 billion over budget. Say what now? $1 billion over budget. On Sunday, Trump doubled down on his plans to certainly not import, deport illegal immigrants, saying ICE agents would carry out the single largest mass deportation program in history in Democrat-led cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. Agents are desperate to meet the White House's high expectations, leading them to leave some dangerous criminal illegal immigrants on the streets, and instead look for anyone they can get their hands on at the local Home Depot or bus stop, ICE insiders say. Well, we've certainly heard that, right? And that's been the question that I keep throwing up over and over and over again. That if you're not being precise about this and actually looking for those that you know to be criminals, which could take time, and you're just doing this mass thing, quota, whatever, you're not grabbing up illegals. You're not grabbing up criminals. Okay. So that's been thrown out the door from day one. It's just not, you're not focused on that. If that's the case, if you're doing this type of quota, you're not focusing on people who most probably would agree is okay to, be removed from the country. These quotas are undermining the agency's ability to focus on the really serious criminal aliens, said John Sandwig, a former acting ICE director under Barack Obama. The quotas force ICE agents to let illegal immigrants, gangbangers, and criminals fly under the radar because the feds no longer have the time for the days-long investigations it takes to hunt them down, says ICE insiders. The transnational gang members, the convicted felons, the bad actors make it hard on ICE to find them. They're not just hanging out at the local depots, and just looking for work, and not just being, hey, I'm right here, come get me. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's kind of like similar to this thing I saw the other day. A guy that was talking about these. It's kind of questionable illegal arrest that was made on these two guys at a car wash, like a old school car wash thing, just got the slots and you pull in, whatever. That an off-duty cop had supposedly noticed a passing of something white, looked like a baggie or something. He claimed between a black individual at the car wash and a white individual, and and so he called his police buddies that were on call and had them go check it out, and then they made a big ordeal about it, busted, eventually, detained the guy, tore his vehicle up and down. The guy told from the beginning that it was just a cigarette that he had asked for, that he had gotten from them. That was it. Unfortunately, when they questioned the black guy, he said he didn't give him anything, but they also didn't ask him if he even gave him a cigarette. They just asked him, did he get him anything? They actually sort of made it sound like, did you give him drugs? And he was like, no, of course I didn't, But anyways, it's kind of like that. It's like, for starters, even if they had, if there was a sort of like a drug, business going on there, do you think they would still, both of them would still be hanging out there washing their cars? Come on. Illegal people don't just hang out where they just did an illegal act. It's so fucking stupid. Anyways, whatever. Okay, sorry. Back to the point. He added, they have no choice but to pivot away from that guy, because you could sink 100 hours to get that gang member and you'd get one arrest. But it's a really good arrest and made a huge impact on the public safety. White House spokeswoman Abigail Jackson said anyone who is in the U.S. illegally is at risk of deportation. Anyone, period. White House advisor Stephen Miller instructed ICE to focus on easy targets as he ordered the agency to ramp up its arrest numbers. And this was earlier this month, reported by the Wall Street Journal. In one meeting, he said he could sweep Home Depots and 7-Eleven convenience stores and immediately collar 30 illegal immigrants in Washington, D.C. alone, according to the newspaper, which quoted sources to the room. Who here thinks they can do it? Miller reported. The Trump administration initially instituted an 1,800 per day quota in January, but ICE insider said the quota is doing more harm than good. We are working constantly at an unmanageable pace. It takes hours to process one person who is illegal in the country, and to be told that what you're doing still isn't good enough is killing agents' morale. Another ICE source fumed that it gets harder and harder as the days go by, as agents are moving from targeted operations aimed at catching criminals and migrants with removal orders to now hitting up people in the street, like the raid on the Los Angeles Home Depot earlier this month, which drew the protests and riots. DHS revealed on Monday that 75% of the migrants arrested in Trump's first 100 days had 75% of the arrest had either convictions or pending criminal charges. Jackson emphasized the critical need for ICE to receive more funding from Congress, though, through Trump's one big beautiful bill, to continue the mass deportation raids. The bill would fund at least 1 million deportations, 10,000 new ICE agents, officers, and 3,000 border agents. It would also give immigration agents bonuses, which Jackson said they're more than earned. They've more than earned. The new strategy is a major shift from the early premise of the border czar Tom Homan, who pledged that the mass deportation operation would concentrate on the worst of the worst days after the president's elected victory. Trump at first seemed to back away from the expansion of the mass deportation effort, recognizing that it would take its toll on our agriculture and hospitality industries. But Thursday, on Truth Social, Trump acknowledged that his deportation campaign was hurting the farming and hospitality industries. The same day, though, ICE officers across the country received an order to please hold on all work site enforcement, or on the same day, yeah, investigations operations in agriculture, including restaurants and operating hotels. As you know, where we talked about, he talked, that these are good people, worked long, blah blah blah. Um, But then the administration backed away from the pause days later, with Trump posting about stepping up raids in sanctuary cities. I want ICE, Border Patrol, and our great patriotic law enforcement to focus on our crime ridden and deadly inner cities and those places where sanctuary cities play such a big role, he posted Sunday. You don't hear that. You don't hear about sanctuary cities in our heartland. Homeland Security officers direct agency leadership in a call Monday to resume aids of their businesses, which are which have higher proportions of illegal immigrants in their workforce, following the short pause. Assistant DHS Secretary Tricia McLaughlin told the Post that the agency is delivering on Trump's and the American people's mandate to arrest and deport criminal illegal aliens to make America safe. And Kristi Noem unleashed ICE to target the worst of the worst. The shocking story here is that instead of deporting many heinous criminals, the Biden administration chose to release these known public safety threats in our community. Blah 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 blah. Same thing we hear all the time. That's all the constant rhetoric you hear from the agencies. But the biggest thing here is that no matter what DHS and the administration is saying, what Tom Homan's saying, what Kristi Noem is saying, whatever, there are people from ICE saying that this is, killing our morale is unmanageable. And it feels like we're not even going after those that we should be going after. Which is what I've said all along. When you have even actual insiders in ICE, and, that's not to say that everybody in ICE feels this way, but there clearly are some that are like, some of this doesn't feel right. This is not helping the situation. We're not even focused. We're not even getting people who are actually like, criminals or have a criminal record, or we're just grabbing anybody because now it's about numbers. Because we need that image, that numbers. We need the big numbers. We need the big numbers to be shown. We're doing big numbers. We're doing big, hugely numbers. But you don't have big, hugely numbers of criminals in the country. And if you actually went through the process, like we've been asking here to happen, mass deportation would not actually be it couldn't be done, because you would have to actually take time. You would have to, go through the correct channels, actually look and use investigative measures to find these people. Because like I said, they're not just hanging out somewhere. So it was not about finding criminals, which is what they sold the American people on. What they sold their base on was that, oh yes, we're going after all these, these criminals, these people that are, killing you and hurting you and raping you, and these insane people that are coming from insane asylums, and just because they're asking for asylum. $1 billion over budget. Whew, talk about abuse, fraud, and waste. Let me know what you think. I thought this was a pretty good report. I would like to see, more come out. I'd like to see some kind of pushback even. But, I don't. Doesn't seem to be much yet, but who knows? Hopefully at some point there will be, whether it's from public opinion and pressure or from actually internal ICE being like, look, I can't go with this. I can't do this anymore. I don't know. But let me let you know what you think. And until next time, peace. ClearTalk. I'm out.